Hey, Karam, you got this series on the telco deep dive, and I noticed, there was an article on Huawei, a Chinese company, right? So is this going to be all kinds of telcos, or, because it seems, firstly, telco or someone. Why Huawei? Why not TM? Start with something local first.
We have actually, we actually always write about the local telco scene, but in this Huawei thing has just exploded, and then E.co.
This is because of Huawei CFO and all this. Right?
No, just Huawei. The story exploded because countries are going to start moving to 5G.
Yes.
And 5G, your network becomes even more important, and it starts being used for very strategic, interests also. And the US government has brought the heat on to say that Huawei equipment can be used by the Chinese government to spy. And we wanted to do a story because we're doing a telco focus. So our telcos are also using Huawei equipment, and E.co signed a MOU with Huawei in December or late November to say that they're going to work on 5G. So we said, let's do a story. And I think my colleague Zof Azmi did a fantastic story, did a lot of background. And of course, most people probably forget that the founder of Huawei, Ren Zhengyi, was actually in a military technologist in the People Liberation Army. And he was once quoted as saying that, a nation that did not have its own switching equipment was like a country which didn't have its own military. So switching equipment is important. So that's why the US government is putting heat, because suddenly Huawei is, I think 20% of all telco equipment sold is Huawei's. And they're saying that, hey, it can be a backdoor, or, the government can spy on you. And so I like our article because we said that, hey, even the US government, American companies have been accused of having their equipment being vulnerable for the government to use, right? So is this like the kettle calling the pot black, or is it the pot calling the kettle black? So there's a supreme irony and a supreme hypocrisy there. We just wanted to bring it to the front. We don't know whether it's true or not, but I think the leader of Germany's intelligence service actually came out to say they'll still use Huawei because they see nothing wrong. Of course, the other Canadian, New Zealand and Kiwi, they said that we think there's something wrong and we're not going to use Huawei equipment. So it's ongoing now. Japan said they're reviewing it.
It's still a debate, nothing is conclusive.
Nothing. But the US government has pressured its allies to say don't use them. So Huawei is going to start getting squeezed from a financial point of view. So we thought we just wanted to put the article out there to say that maybe in a way should Malaysia then develop its own networking equipment, switching equipment on its own, but it's too difficult to do. So I think Zof then made a point that maybe then we use the country's equipment. We use equipment from companies which are from countries which are neutral. And by the way, you've got Sweden and you've got Nokia. Right, they're both out in the Nordic countries, and they just want to make love and have fun and spread peace to the world. And did I say make love? We need to edit that out, I think.
No, it's not going to be edited.
Hey, come on, hold on. I'm in trouble, man. I'm in trouble with
you're that kind of a guy. Okay,
Hey, bro, you got to edit this out. I got to be good at the cameraman. But so maybe then we use equipment from those two countries, right? Because they don't have global domination ambitions.
True.
And
but I think at some point in time, right, this whole privacy thing, right? I think even us, right? Because one of the things we do in the digital, in our digital learning, right, is that we scrape folks. It's internal into a company, understanding what your employee is, right? But there's two concerns really, I think one is, are you really? So if you look at Amazon, right, Alexa is in my room, right? Now they have the opportunity to listen. Technically, they can listen, right, if they want to, right? Just send out the soundbite. But more likely, if you understand the architecture between Google Home and all these guys, is that they are trying to listen for keywords, but not necessarily need to action upon all of this.
Of course
it's going to be part and parcel. I think it's going to be part and parcel of our lives. The watches that we wear, there's so much data being collected on everyone. So we just need to balance this. And this is a fine line. And I'm not sure what the right answer is. But it's going to be a big debate, I think, in the next couple of years. And because then, if the call is to go to neutral, who says the neutral cannot jump to? Sweden and Finland and all this can jump it to the US or China, right? So it's a very, I don't know, how did the article end? What's the conclusion?
I just made the point that, we don't know how this, Huawei is a victim of its own success. It's become very successful as a company. They invest a lot in R&D also. This didn't happen because they were the cheapest, right?
But
$12 billion in R&D a year. That's phenomenal. Google only does like 13.6 billion. So it's interesting. It's more a geopolitical play, and we wanted to come out and say
I think it's a
lot
geopolitical
of people,
play, right?
a lot of journalists maybe don't want to say they don't want to say that. We want to say it as it is. So just put it out there. Maybe both sides are playing the game.
So we watch the space because I think
you have to.
privacy is going to be a huge debate.
This is not so much about privacy. It will be ongoing debate, and
it's
this is going to be one of the
level,
it's going to be one of the trends or hot trends of this year. That privacy debate is going to be even more exemplified,
Correct.
and it'll be one of the top things going on in the year when you look back 2019. But this is about national security. Because if your networks are running on 5G and someone has a backdoor to maybe just tweak it or make sure your tank goes over the bridge instead of across the bridge, you don't know, right? So lots of things going on. But 5G is going to be a very interesting network that's going to make things more interesting, but it could make countries vulnerable. So this is why this debate is going on.
All right, we'll see. I think it'll be it'll be a good year.
Read the article. I don't know whether it's going to be a good year. It's going to be a very interesting year. With the president of the US, walking out of meetings because he doesn't like things are not going his way. Very, very childish-like behavior. But American people have some of them have voted him, not all.
Anyway, you were one, right?
Yeah, I did a proxy vote. Yeah.
All right, man. All right.
Long live Trump.
Okay, let's go.
No, Trump Zindabad. Trump Zindabad.
We'll end with that.